Hey everyone, what's happening? It's Christian Colabelli, product manager of effects pedals here at Eventide, and I'm back with another episode of Today we're going to be looking at a preset called Girth from MicroPitch and a preset called RoomSpringa from Blackhole, and they are helping me create this monstrous, heavenly, of the gods rock tone. And what I've noticed in the recent past in the rock realm is that there has been a return to a rhythm tone with some modulation and reverb to help create that godly tone that I was just talking about. So that was the inspiration for today. So let's jump into it. Okay, so before we even touch a pedal, let me just say that I'm being aided by two incredible pedals from KSR today that are helping me achieve this monstrous tone. And they are the Eros and the Ceres, and I have them running into the front end of the Kemper. And these things are just absolute beasts. And let me just show you what that sounds like. So already pretty huge right out of the gate. That's what we're going for here. That's the object. I like to refer to this sound as cloud rock. I don't know. Okay, so let's crank on MicroPitch here. And let me just play what that sounds like. So that's absolutely massive sounding. That's kind of functioning as MicroPitch in the classic sense of MicroPitch, like stereo widening, just huge spread. That's something that like Zakk Wylde would have used on No More Tears for that classic dry chorus sound that just brings that heavenly, godly type tone to the audience's ears. So yeah, I have EDM queued up here, and let's just do a brief synopsis of what's happening here. So again, as I said, this is functioning as a classic MicroPitch would, the tone that basically put this thing on the map. So we have pitch A and pitch B a little bit right of center around 1 o'clock. The depth is cranked up, mix is almost at 12 o'clock. Rate is cranked, and the pitch mix is right down the center, so you're really going to get that stereo spread. And again, the key to this is those two really short delays. Yeah, and then the other main point here, the thing that I think sets us apart is actually the positive envelope assignment. And I know in a previous episode we talked about negative envelope. Here, we're doing the exact opposite. So positive envelope, basically when I attack, you're going to hear the most amount of modulation, and then it's going to decay just a little bit. But at this like little or small delay level, you won't perceive it to a great degree. It'll be just enough, and that's exactly what we're looking for here. So yeah, and again, with positive envelope, the dynamics, your picking dynamics are really going to come into play. Remember, increased volume increases the pitch rate. So keep that in mind and adjust to taste. So again, let me just play this one more time. That's one of those addicting sounds that you could just, get in a drop tuning and play forever. Okay, so now let's move over to RoomSpringa in Blackhole. All right, we got it queued up. So basically, RoomSpringa is a preset that I created to kind of pair with Girth. And it's a terrible pun, obviously. It's kind of between a room and a spring, I guess to my ears at least, so I had to use RoomSpringa. for better or for worse. So basically, the other key, or the other half to this massive rock sound is just utilizing a bit of reverb to put some air under the sails here. So let me just play, I'm gonna turn MicroPitch off and I'll play just that first part of that riff dry again. Now I'm just gonna put on RoomSpringa so you can hear it now. Pay attention. Hear it? It's just that little bit of air, and that is absolutely essential. And let me just put on MicroPitch so you can hear what that sounds like together, and then we'll analyze this a little bit. Right there. So it really gets out of the way of your playing and then fills up the mix, you know, perfectly, in my opinion. You want to obviously always preserve the pick dynamics and not get too muddy, for this type of stuff at least. And it's like sludgy, but good sludgy. That's what we want. Oh, sorry. Okay, so basically, you can adjust the mix to taste here. I have the mix rolled off because I just want this to accentuate MicroPitch at the very end. Again, the key to this Blackhole, which can do so many different things, is this relationship between the size and gravity knobs. Now here, I am just in the realm of positive gravity. I barely have it on. I mean, if I crank that, the reverb would increase, and also if I cranked up the size knob, it would increase. But we want this just to hit like a small room or spring would. So I have the size almost down at 0 and the gravity barely on. And then I have just a little bit of delay happening to put some more air under the sails. Feedback's at 0 because I don't want that delay to linger on, especially if I'm playing like this, you know, a riff. I don't want that to blend into the next note, at least not in this context. Sometimes that's cool. And then everything else is just EQ stuff, basically. The Q is in the center, low is a little bit left of center, high is right there. I've got the depth, yeah, a little bit left of center, and the rate is barely there. Again, I'm just utilizing Blackhole as a little room in Spring to fill out this sound. And again, everybody knows Blackhole does the surreal reverbs and these outlandish sounds really well, but it can also function in this context as well. Okay, so let's pair these two together and let's make some music with it. Okay, everyone, so there it was. We have that monstrous rock tone, courtesy of the KSR pedals, and with a perfect complement of the MicroPitch and Blackhole. And those two presets really, really work well together to generate that cloud rock sound that I coined, for better or for worse. I might get killed in the comments for that, but that's okay. I welcome that. So listen, head over to eventideaudio.com to learn more about the .9 pedals, and please subscribe and like, and turn on the bell to receive more notifications. And I'll be coming back to you very soon with another episode. Thanks everyone, stay creative, and let me hear what presets you're using. Write it in the comments. I'll get back with you soon. Peace out.